Okay, so question. What is the purpose what do we have to do when we use the matrix function? Charlie?
Define what size it is, define the way it's structured, sort of the names of it, what data you put in it.
Yeah. So I can put one set of data in it. Yes? Put one set of data in it. I then have to define how I'm going to structure that matrix. Yes? How many columns and rows it's going to have. I've got to define how I'm going to fill that matrix with that data. And then I give it some names if I need to. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. How many pieces of data am I trying to input into the matrix? 3? Lots. How many per matrix? Who said it? 10. Yes, 10. So does this one work? How many pieces of data or how many vectors can I input into this? 1. Yes? Yeah? So I'd have to create matrices of matrices. What about row blind? Row blind? Row bind. Row bind. What do I do with row bind? What is it doing? Collects rows together of what? Where are the rows made up of? Different vectors. So if I've got multiple vectors that I know each vector is a row of data, is about one specific topic or subject, yes? Then I use this. Does that make sense? Because what I'm doing here is I take vector 1, and vector 1's got data about one person or thing. Vector 2's got another set of data about one person or thing. And what I do here, combine it in. I don't have to, as Charlie said with matrix, define the structure of the matrix, yes? I don't have to define how it's going to be created because I know it's going to be created by rows. But binds together, connects together data of multiple vectors by row. And column does the same thing. So my question now is, which of those 3 functions should we be using? Why?
Because they let you collect different sorts of vectors together, but which they use a matrix, they have to go through more steps to repeat.
Yes, exactly. So what we do here, and I'm going to jump to my my code here. I've got a matrix. I don't know if you can see this very well. We should be able to see it on screen anyway. Is line 60 is creating a matrix called salary. Say again. What did I just say? I meant 61. I've clicked 61 and read 60. So I've created a matrix called salary. And in there, I've used the rbind function to do what? Yeah, to bind those salaries together, yes? And each of those names there, so Kobe Bryant's salary, is a vector made up of 10 data points. Does that make more sense? Now, don't get me wrong, that's not entirely efficient because I've got to name each of the vectors and pull them down again. But that's what I've done. Now, we'll go into what the rest of it does in a minute, yes? But does that make more sense? Josh, does that make more sense now? So what I want you to do is create me 3 matrices using rbind for, what was it, games? Oh, I can't remember. Field goals, games, and salary. Alex, you okay with this? Okay, so what we're going to do, can I borrow your mouse and keyboard? Okay, so this is your, let's go to this data, yeah? So what did I say we've got to do? Games, yeah? So I'm just going to lift that. Yeah? I'm going to go into this. Yeah? I'm going to get rid of that. Just put those in. So those are my vectors. Yeah? We know those are vectors. Each one is a vector, yeah? Then I'm going to type in games. Yes? And that's going to be our matrix. And I'm going to use our bind. Yes? Which is going to bind each one of these vectors together. So what I'm going to do is I'm just simply going to do that. Yeah?
Yeah.
Because what that's going to do, he says, hopefully.
In a row or column.
No, it's going to put them in rows. Yes?
Yeah.
So it's going to put, so if I go games, oh dear. Run.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So what it's done, rather than having single vectors, single row of data, it's put them in a matrix, one table, if you like. Yes? But I've used row bind, and it says, well, add them by row. If I change that to column bind, is that the right data? So player one games is 80, 77. So it's done it that way. Yeah? So it's right. Yeah. But it's not particularly useful, yeah? Because we've got seasons. You wouldn't really lay it out like that. It's not the best way of doing it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So all you need to do is do the others. Yeah? And then do the same for salary and field goals. Yeah? We okay? Yeah? Right, what's the name of your matrix? Go down. See where you've done R bind? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, question. Why have you bound together wage, games, and points? No, because we want a matrix for games.
Okay.
So I should have 10 players, 10 seasons.
Right.
Yeah?
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
That's it. I want you to have a look at Mohammed's. Yeah? Got it?
This is not one. I don't know if I've done it right or wrong. It says that's not found. Play one wages and wages.
Highlight the whole thing.
Oh.
No, highlight the whole thing. Run it. There you go.
Oh.
Yeah, what it was doing, he was trying to run this, but it hadn't got this.
Right.
Yeah? Does that make sense?
So you need to see that as well.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because what you're trying to do is combine vectors, and what it's saying is, well, those vectors aren't there because you've not run it.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah? But can you see what you've done now is you've got a table.
Yeah.
Yeah? Got it? And then when we've got a table, we can start to analyze it a lot better. How are we doing?
I think I've done one already.
Show me.
There.
Okay. How did it come out down here?
I haven't run it yet.
Right.
There.
Highlight.
Oh, it's going to put game in, not games.
Ah, there you go. Yeah? Try again. Player one. Go back across. Put games there.
Where? There.
Just, yeah. Okay, run that. Because I want an output of it, yeah?
Yeah.
There you go. 10 games, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, now you've got a table. Spot on. Yeah? Good. That's it. Careful of your bracket. Spot on. Yes? Absolutely spot on. Have you done it for... yes, good. That's what I was going to get to. We okay? True? Good? Fantastic. How are we doing over here? Charlie, yeah, I can see that's good. How are we doing?
A bit confused.
Okay.
How I get it like from here.
Right, let's type field goals there, like you've... Oh, why has it crashed? There you go. Okay. Okay, that's it. There you go.
Something
Now you've got a table. Because what you've done is you've set it. Yes? And what it's saying is, if it's gone blue, brilliant, you've set it. But you've got no output. And into output down here into console, you need to call it. Yes? But now you've got a table. Now think about how much more useful that is than a vector. Yeah? Now instead of having these, we can label these properly, and we're going to get to labeling them afterwards, but we can start to analyze it much better. Yeah? Jack, you okay?
I'm not too sure.
Okay, just do me a favor. Yeah, that's running fine. Go back across. Just underneath, get rid of that. Yeah, just type in player wage. It's the same issue that Josh just had. Yeah? Now run that line 39. Yeah, that's it. There you go.
Oh.
Yeah, because what you've done is you've created the matrix, but you haven't called it.
Okay.
Now, what this is showing you, I know if you expand this out a little bit, you'll get it'll be on one screen. But if you scroll up, you've got 10 columns. Yes.
Yeah.
That's all it's showing. The table is a table. You look at Josh's, it's just because he's got more space. Yes. You drag that out when it runs next time. Yes.
Yeah.
It'll be across the piece. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now you can start to analyze it a lot easier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Right, guys. Go for Luna. Yeah. Go for dinner. Back in 3 or 4 after dinner. Please make sure you save it. Please make sure it's saved to your OneDrive. And then I will see you in 3 or 4 after dinner. Jack, if you're listening to this, I'm stopping the recording.